Jessica here with Creators Couture, and I'm here today to share with you a new creative kit that I've made that I'm very excited about, and this is for Adobe Photoshop. And if you're familiar with my style starts, this will look really familiar. And to start off with, I'm going to show you what was my creative muse on this kit. I followed this jewelry company because I thought their jewelry was really pretty. It's called Dainty Wishes Jewelry. And they have really delicate chains, and I just thought it was pretty. But not only that, I thought their Instagram aesthetic was really nice. They have like this kind of a consistent theme of these kind of a blush tone neutrals, and I thought that would be a really fun inspiration and muse for this creative kit. So I used the colors that I saw on their Instagram to inspire me for this color palette collection. And we've got a lot of things in this, and most of you guys are going to be familiar with my color blending Impressionist and mixer brushes. So to start off, we have got the Style Start over here. And this is a little sidebar PSD kit, which gives you a little preview of all of the different colors and palettes in this collection. And it makes it really easy to create something really fast. So to begin with, here we've got some solid color palettes, and they all have a little bit of a tint of blush to them, but very neutrals. And then we have some text here, and I've already made these text choices for you for headline, subheading, and it's really nice because if you have a design you're working on, what you can do is use this Style Start here and just drag and drop these fonts and everything onto your document. So it just gives you a real jump start. So it can make like a great creative jump start for you. And you can use these font choices that I've already made for your designs. So it makes it really fun, really easy, drag and drop. You've got, these are live. We've got the colors, you've got the font choices, and then at the top here we have the color blending Impressionist color palettes, and then we've got some wet paint palettes, and these you can use with any of my Impressionist brushes. So Modern Impressionist, Palm Beach Garden Party, Romantic English Garden, Artistic Autumn, any of the brushes. And then you've got the wet paint mixer brushes, and then you actually have the palettes to sample them from. And then I also have this special little gold sampler down here, which you can use for the chain brushes. And then the brushes that are included are the chain brushes that I just previously released on Patreon, their pre-release. So we've got all these fun chain brushes. And then we have got some new color blending brushes. So I'm going to demo those right now. And so to start off with, I've got these Impressionist brushes. So I'm going to go over here to my pattern stamp tool. I'm going to get the blush neutral brush, and then make sure that you've loaded up your color palettes. And these are the color palettes that are included. And then I'm going to make sure I'm in my document here. And just to give you a little preview of the brush. So this is a very soft, kind of a little bit of a dry watercolor brush. And it's got a nice transparency, so you can, use it very lightly or press down harder for more opacity. And then we've also got this one, which is a bit of a watercolor brush. You can see here. And then you've got brush number 3, and it's got more of a sharp, hard edge, but it's also like a very delicate watercolor. And then you have number 4. This one I kind of recommend. This is like for some stars, and one nice way to use this brush is I'm going to make a new layer here and change that layer to screen and put the opacity down. And then I'm using one of these light color palettes here that is in my collection. And I'm going to go like this, and it makes those beautiful like stars, kind of shimmery stars. And then I have this one, which is just bigger stars, bigger little flashes. And the same thing, it can be really nice. And then we have the mixer brush, and it's already preloaded with a color. Oops, let me put it on its own layer here. So you can get so it's a nice creamy, soft mixer brush. And you can use this with any of the palettes here. So if you're, I'll refer you to a couple of videos if you're not familiar with using the wet paint mixer brushes. But you go over here to the Style Start, select this layer, oops, grab your selection tool, we'll select the layer, and then I'm going to hover over one of these color palettes here, Option Select, and then go back to my document, and then I can change the color. But as you can see, it's got these, it's just a really pretty neutrals and stuff. So we've got this mixer brush, which is very creamy. And then we have the number 2, which has like a softer, oops, this one's going a little bit slow. It's got a softer edge. Let's just undo that. And this one has like, excuse my slow screen recording here, but my, I have like something processing right now, so it's taking up my CPU. But anyway, it's got a softer edge, but you get the idea. And then I have a nice splatter mixer brush in gold. And you can get, it's already loaded with a gold, so it's nice. Or you can go over here to the Style Start and sample from the gold on this layer, Option, click, and click somewhere on here, and then you can just paint like that. So we have got that. So those are the additional brushes, and then you have the gold chain brushes, and I'm going to show you a little trick with those. So I'm going to pop over here. So if you see this one, this is just some little motifs that I was playing with, and I think this brush set will be really nice for like abstract backgrounds. I think it'll really lend itself to some nice abstract designs like this. And I loved the, you know, the neutrals in the background and playing with this gold chain effect. And of course you can always use a layer style, but I'm going to show you a little technique that I use to sample the gold and use the mixer brush to paint with the chains, and it gives it a very cool, realistic kind of effect. And here's a little bit of a play that I was playing with. So just kind of playing with some different motifs. I was playing with blending the colors like this. I was playing with some of the softer brushes, some of the chains, and just what you see here. So just kind of playing with it, playing with some different motifs. And here I was playing with a little bit of a monogram design. But please let me know via Patreon or comment on this video if there's something in particular you want me to demo. Otherwise, stay tuned for some more tutorials after this using this color palette collection. But I wanted to go ahead and get this to my Patreon members because you guys get first access to everything. So now that it's finished, I want to get it in your hands, and then we're going to go through some more tutorials. But the one technique that I wanted to share with you right now is using the chain brushes and sampling with a gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our mixer brush, make sure that the mixer brush is selected, and then go over and grab like one of the chain brushes. So I'm just going to grab the first one. And what you can do is, what I do, just go here and on the top of the mixer brush settings, just go to dry heavy load, so it's not going to blend anything. And then you can go to any kind of gold background you have, or in this case, you can use the Style Start, this gold that I've put here. Now I'm going to take my size of my brush down, and then I'm going to hover over this gold with the layer selected and Option click, and I'm going to load up some gold. And then you see the gold is loaded here into your mixer brush. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm on a new layer. And now when I paint the gold chain, it looks really cool. And it's just duplicating the same chain, but the chain motif really lends itself well to this kind of technique, because even though the colors is repetitive, it's repeating that gold, it for the chain, it really works and it really gives it a dimensionality that is better than just using like a regular layer style. And for example, I'm gonna go here, I just painted those brushes, and I'm gonna go click on like my 24 karat gold layer styles, which I love, but you're gonna see the difference that really adds this dimensionality that is really cool. So I'm gonna click here, gold 1A, and you can see it's not quite the same. So by using this mixer brush technique with the dry brush, dry heavy load, it really adds a different dimensionality and really makes those chains pop and look cool. So as you can see here, I'm just going to flip through some of the different motifs that I'm playing with, some ideas that I'm playing with. And I definitely think that this will lend itself, like I said, to abstract design, some really cool backgrounds, you know, feminine, blush, gold. I think that's like a really classic, really, it's going to be a really eye-catching color combination. So if you have any suggestions or questions or anything that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. And you can go ahead and this is available to download for my Patreon members, and then I will have it soon on my site. So let me know what you think about this, and if you have any questions. All right, thanks.